a rivalry is emerging inside the Republican Party. We figured out the top jobs that can be done from home. And video games might actually be good for you. That's some of what we'll get to on the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Monday, December 22nd. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. Ted Cruz is weighing another presidential run, setting up a potential clash with J.D. Vance. The future of the Republican Party is up for grabs in the 2028 primary, and some possible contenders are starting to emerge. One is Cruz. The Post reported this morning that the senator from Texas is weighing a second presidential bid. He first ran in 2016. A second run would be politically risky for Cruz, and it would put him on a path to collide with Vice President J.D. Vance. Many Republicans expect Vance to enter the 2028 race, and friction is already evident behind the scenes. According to our reports, Cruz has privately criticized the vice president to Republican donors. The emerging rivalry shows how much the party has changed under Trump's leadership since Cruz arrived in the Senate in 2013. After rising to prominence as a rebel against the establishment, Cruz is now a vocal champion of some longtime orthodox positions, and a new generation of conservatives is rising with a different vision. Two lawmakers said they will seek to find Pam Bondi in contempt over the Epstein files. That's number 2. Over the weekend, the Justice Department released more than 100,000 documents related to the deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. But some have been heavily redacted, and the Justice Department has said it will take weeks to redact and release the remaining files. Two lawmakers don't accept that. They are Representatives Ro Khanna, a California Democrat, and Thomas Massie, a Kentucky Republican. They said they will seek to find Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress for not releasing more documents related to Epstein. Speaking yesterday, Massie said that a contempt motion would be the most expeditious way to get justice for Epstein's victims. Number 3. More than 1,200 current and former federal workers told the Post about their tumultuous year. Since Trump returned to office, the White House has carried out a once unthinkable transformation of the nation's sprawling bureaucracy. Missions have shifted or shattered. Entire agencies were deleted. Nearly 300,000 employees were forced out of the federal workforce. The administration froze or shut off billions of dollars in scientific research and gutted offices and programs devoted to civil rights and diversity. It rewrote the federal hiring system to reward loyalty to the president and installed ICE agents in hundreds of new offices across the country. The Post put together a fascinating account of what happened inside the U.S. government in 2025 based on hundreds of interviews. Find it in our newsletter today. Just follow the show notes. The U.S. is pursuing another tanker off Venezuela's coast. That's number 4. This month, U.S. forces intercepted 2 tankers in waters off Venezuela. It's part of an effort to heighten pressure on President Nicolas Maduro, who the administration wants to force from office. Yesterday, a U.S. official said the Coast Guard pursued a 3rd tanker off Venezuela. This came after Trump last week ordered a total and complete blockade on all oil tankers under sanctions entering or leaving Venezuela. The blockade could impact the country's already struggling economy, which heavily depends on overseas oil sales. Number 5. A Post analysis shows surprising shifts in who is most likely to work at home. Your chances of hybrid work, that is some hours in the office with some at home, decline as you age. But interestingly, fully remote work is most likely to be done by older workers and workers with disabilities. That's according to Post analysis of a long-running Census Bureau survey. In fact, older workers, especially those who have hit retirement age, are the most likely of any group to be working from home. That's mainly because of people working part-time in their retirement. And these fully remote older workers are much more likely to have advanced degrees. People's remote work options change as they age too. If you're in your 20s and 30s, for example, your best bet at remote work involves software development. And for anyone around age 40 or older, the highest probability of remote work goes to the managers, a category that includes many self-employed workers and small business owners. Find out more about how remote work is shifting in our newsletter. The link is in our show notes. Stormy weather could impact your holiday travel plans. That's number 6. If you're planning to travel along the West Coast this week, you may be faced with some less than ideal weather. Unfortunately, storms are set to deliver floods in California and the Pacific Northwest. On the flip side, however, many parts of the country will be warm. The desert Southwest will be warmest compared to usual. And in the South and Central United States, it will feel more like spring than winter in the days around Christmas. You can find more details on the daily forecast in your neck of the woods in our newsletter. And at number 7, playing video games could help slow down brain aging. Turns out that video games may not be all bad. A 2025 study found that experienced gamers' brains looked an estimated 4 years younger. And if you're not a gamer, it's not too late. One study showed that just 3 to 4 weeks with 30 hours playing a game that involved strategizing in real time could slow brain aging for non-gamers. There are some caveats, though. One expert recommended playing games in moderation and trying new games. In fact, when he recommends online games to his older patients, he suggests they pick up a new game once they start getting good. So if you get tired of Christmas movies over the holidays, perhaps you could get a gamer in your life to teach you how to play. All right, you're all caught up. I'm Christina Quinn, and while I have your attention, you should listen to the latest season of my podcast, Try This. We discuss the science of altruism and giving, and how you can work that part of your brain like a muscle. All right, that's it for today. We'll meet you back here tomorrow.